Hi there, very good morning. Welcome to Chartbusters. Well, this is a show where we'll highlight all the buzzing stocks of today. We'll also get you an advice on how you can trade on the Nifty and pull in a couple of managements as well. As we speak, well, the Nifty started off well in the green. We were up close to around 45, 50 points odd. But in the last 1 hour, there's been plenty of action. There's good news finally that's coming in. At least Adani Ports, the promoter, has released pledge on 3.3 crore shares. So that's at least some good news that's coming in there. Otherwise, this morning, we've not been getting very, very good news. You have quite a few casualties. CG Power, that stock is selling off. Various questions being raised. What's happening in terms of the funds? Is there some diversion of funds as well? That stock is down close to around 12.5%. We have the con call that's on currently. And Z Entertainment as well. That stock is under pressure because the promoters have gone ahead and sold a few lakh shares. And the street doesn't like that. That's why the stock was lower. Now, in fact, it's recovered from the low point of the day. I would have thought that Coal India would be running away. But some supply coming in, even that stock, despite a very, very good set of numbers. The stock yesterday in a wobbly set of, in a wobbly market, ended at the high point of the day. Today, in fact, it's trading in the red after delivering such a good set of numbers. Hey, Mangalam.
Absolutely, Nigel, so that's Coal India. Z, just a point, on Feb 4th was when the company held a conference call and said that they've agreed with the lenders, that the lenders and the pledge holders will not sell further stake in the company. But come Feb 5 and between Feb 5 and Feb 7, the promoters or one of the promoter entity has offloaded about 8.3 lakh shares in the open market. So two questions then, do lenders take this as a cue and perhaps offload some of their stake? And second, who's the buyer? Because 347 or thereabouts was the low on Feb 4. From then, the stock is high by about 20-22% in the face of the promoter supplying some stake in the open market.
Yeah, quite interesting, Mangalam. We were worried about are the lenders going to sell? Are the FIs going to sell? Neither of them sold. The promoters
themselves sold. So yes, it doesn't really...
Not a great sign at all. But as you said, the crucial part, as you are mentioning, is that on that day, the stock was at around the 350 mark odd. Now the stock is nearly 20% higher from those levels. So very interesting point. Who is the buyer? That's going to be quite important.
Absolutely. And we spoke about a lot of stocks which are not doing too well, good numbers not doing too well. So let's start it on an optimistic note. Bata, what a runaway performance if you must. 47% growth in the company's EBITDA, strong revenue growth. The stock was expensive and it's getting more expensive on the back of a good set of numbers. The stock at the high point of the day, in fact.
I envy you, Mangalam, actually. Some of your companies, they come out there, they're expensive, they deliver good numbers and they get even more expensive. And still the street has, a lot of appetite for some of these stocks. You deliver good numbers and they're getting rewarded.
Absolutely. And these are structural stories. You wear shoes every day.
Absolutely.
And everyone, every day, everywhere has seen a Bata store. So we'll, on that optimistic note, from the foot, we go to the headlines. And here are all the top stories that we're tracking. Sun Pharma, off the highs of the day, posts a strong third quarter numbers where margins and revenue come in at 8-quarter high. Taro and US business lead the revenue growth. MD Dilip Shanghvi says the company has responded to SEBI over allegations raised by a whistleblower.
And Z Entertainment is under some pressure. The promoter entity, Cyquetta Media Services, sells 8.3 lakh shares in the open market between February 5th and 7th.
ITC and Engineers India in focus ahead of the launch of an additional offering of the Bharat 22 exchange-traded fund tomorrow. The government notifies that it will not part with its stake in ITC, which may help the AMCs buy shares from the open market and give it to investors. The government will retain 52% stake in Engineers India Limited. Both of these news pieces take these stocks higher.
And Bata surges on a base of a strong set of numbers. The revenue rises over 15% with margins jumping 450 basis points. The company registers 12% same-store sales growth with a whopping 51% jump in profit after tax.
In other earnings, not so good for Jain Irrigation. Sulks, despite a decent set of numbers, but below expectations as the finance costs rise 13.5%. Container Corp 2 slips on the back of a flat quarter. CG Power tanks. The street is worried about their intercorporate debt and recoverability of the same, and delay in sale of their Hungary business.
Well, how do you trade the Nifty from here? It's been a wobbly start to trade. We were up 50 points odd. We fell, to trade with a gain of only around 15 points. But I think now again, the Nifty is trading with a gain of around 25 points approximately. Not the greatest feeling though when you have pretty much very positive cues coming in overnight. And yet, in fact, the Nifty can't keep its head really closer towards the 10,900 mark. Should we be buying into this dip? Are we going to slide down back towards the 10,800 mark? Ashwini Gujral joins in to give us his trade on the Nifty. Hey, Ashwini, what's your call at this point of time?
Ashwini, what's your call at this point of time?
Well, I think the Nifty is trading with a gain of only around 15 points. But I think now again, the Nifty is trading with a gain of around 25 points approximately. Not the greatest feeling though when you have pretty much very positive cues coming in overnight. And yet, in fact, the Nifty can't keep its head really closer towards the 10,900 mark. Should we be buying into this dip? Are we going to slide down back towards the 10,800 mark? Ashwini Gujral joins in to give us his trade on the Nifty. Hey, Ashwini, what's your call at this point of time?
Well, yesterday we broke below 10,850 and that would have invited shorts into the system. But today we are not really breaking 10,850 and you can see a few large stocks coming in, Reliance and HDFC Bank to the rescue. My sense is that in case we are able to hold 10,850 and for the first hour we have held, my sense is that the bears may just give up for a while and the bulls can actually take it up to 10,900, 920 because if this was a weak market by now you would have broken yesterday's low and we are still almost 50-70 points higher. So my sense is that the odds slowly are kind of shifting towards the bulls here and some sort of short covering can easily take you up 50-70 points because you're standing on the 50-day moving average for last 3 days. 10,850 is not getting broken, so the odds of a breakdown below 10,800 are kind of reducing. Obviously you realize that these are choppy times and things can behave in a funny manner, so keep volumes low, but my sense is that second half could be different and maybe we do pick up in the second half on the upside, so covering shorts in any case is a good idea. Having said that, individual stocks, Page Industries a buy with a stop of 24,100, a target of 24,800. Dish TV is a sell with a stop of 34, target of 28, and Lupin is a sell with a stop of 820, target of 785.
All right, Ashwini, thanks a lot for that. Your disclosures, you said it's time to cover shorts.
And we have bought the 10,900 calls because in case the view is correct, chances are, at least 10,900 may be crossed for a while.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Ashwini. We will keep coming back to you through the course of the day. Before we slip into a short break, just take a look at Adani Ports. That stock is at the high point of the day. Just at the start of the show, we got some notification to the exchanges that they've released the pledge on 3.3 crore shares, and that stock higher by about 4% at the high point of the day.